Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go over 10 things for a great interview. So my boss just sold the office. He's getting ready to retire. He's not actually retiring, but he's kind of in transition. So now, over the next 6 months to a couple of years possibly, but somebody new is taking over in January. So even though I'm not going anywhere, I still had to re-interview to stay at my current office. And that brought up this topic of interviewing for work. And I thought, you know what? I've done several interviews over the years. I've got some good ideas that maybe will help you. So today we're gonna go over 10 things that I find important for a good interview. So first off, what to wear. Honestly, look professional. And these days that means suit and tie for the guys and at least a suit jacket and either a skirt or slacks for the girls. Wear dress shoes, nice polished shoes, and just look put together, keep the jewelry minimum, keep the makeup minimum, and look like a professional. Don't go into an interview, and I've seen this, with t-shirt and blue jeans and green hair. Don't do it. Like, that girl walked right back out the office. It's not a great idea. You're looking for a professional job. You need to make sure you look like a professional. So if everybody else is looking like a schlup and you show up in a suit, you're getting the job. It's kind of how these things go. Before you start interviewing, kind of decide where you want to be. Do you want to be in a general office? Do you want a perio office? Do you enjoy working with the kids? Do you want to be in a pedo office? Know that ahead of time, obviously, but that was just kind of an extra tip where it's like, sometimes you don't really know. In that case, go be a temp, go watch my video on temping, learn how to be an awesome temp, and then decide from there what kind of office you want to be in. But if you know already, you've worked in school for 2 years and you go, hey, I really liked working with the kids, they were so much fun, go interview with the pedo offices. Don't do general. I mean, do general, but like if you're really wanting to focus, make sure you're interviewing for a more focused job. Something else to do before you go, check out their website. You can learn so much from an office's website, and nothing impresses them more if you already know who some of the staff are. Memorize the name of course, the doctors that work there, if there are more than one, and the office manager, and at least one other hygienist, if there's one. Know your people. It's really cool if you walk and be like, hey, Susan, you're the office manager, aren't you? Very nice to meet you. Ding, ding. You make a really good impression. Brownie points for you. The other thing about a website is it really tells you a lot about the type of office and what their focus is going to be on. Are they all about production? Are they all about people? Is this an older office where they don't have a very good website? Or are they spending way too much money and this is a corporate office? It tells you a lot about the type of office and the type of people that you might be working with. Things you want to bring. Make sure you have your resume updated. If you are brand new to dental hygiene and this is your very first job interview, congratulations, you've made it a long, long way. Don't look at your resume as, oh my goodness, I've never done anything, I don't know what to put on here. Hello, you just spent 2 years working on patients, and your teachers are going to tell you this. Make sure you listen. You are a professional and you are already experienced. So whether or not you've had a job in the actual marketplace or not, it doesn't matter. You've seen patients for 2 years already. You've worked on children, you've worked on the elderly, and you've worked on everybody in between, including probably yourself. So make sure you put that on your resume. Hey, I have 2 years of experience. These are the computer programs I know how to use. I can do analog and digital x-rays. This all needs to be on your resume. You got this. Numbers you need to know. So if you're not new, you need to know your production numbers. How many patients do you see? What percentage of that is perio in a week? Sealants, whitening, products, the stuff you're selling, x-rays, fluoride. Know your perio, know your production numbers. I've never actually been asked that in an interview, but it's good for you to know, and it's something you can bring up. It's definitely, they may not ask, but you should know it because you can always bring it up and say, yeah, but this is what I'm gonna bring to your office. This is what I'm capable of. It's also really good if you're asking for a raise. It's highly recommended that you have a portfolio and you keep it up and you maintain it. Put your CE in there, put your, best cases in there, your before and after pictures, all that stuff. I was required to make one in school. I have never used it. I take it back. I used it once. I used it for one interview that I wasn't even going to like stay there. It was a temp job that I was going to be there for like 9 months, and the dentist just kind of wanted to see my portfolio. Never since then have I been asked for my portfolio. It sits in a box in my basement collecting dust. I think it's probably good to have, but I've never ended up using mine as far as getting a job with it. Okay, so on the day of the appointment, be early. And I'm sure you already know that, but expect everything to go wrong. Murphy's Law does apply, especially when interviewing. You will hit every red light, there will be a car accident, leave half hour ahead of time, whatever it takes, but make sure you're there early. If you're there too early, fine, sit in your car, review your notes, take a deep breath, say a prayer, do what you need to do to be calm, and then when you go in there, you're calm, cool, and collected instead of running in, frazzled, and you hit every red light and you're freaked out. Don't do that to yourself. Be early, be professional. Be confident, cheerful, and shake hands like you mean it. I am so tired of these like dead fish hands. Like don't shake hands like that. Give them a good strong grip. Don't break their hand, but at least shake somebody's hand like you're confident in yourself. I run into so many people now that don't know how to shake hands, but you know what? You shake hands with somebody who knows how to shake hands, you instantly get an impression of that person, that they're confident, that they know what they're doing, that they're more professional. Like, it really sends a strong message just instantaneously to that other person. You know exactly what kind of personality this is that you're shaking hands with. They need to know that about you. Give them a good, confident handshake. Questions to ask them. You're doing as much of an interview on them as they are on you. So make sure you have a list of questions. When they get to the end and they say, so do you have any questions? I always have a list. And sometimes I have more questions for them than they have for me. And that's okay, because you want to make sure you gel with this office, that you guys have the same ideas on stuff, or there's going to be a lot of conflict down the road as far as when you refer out to perio or who's giving the anesthesia. Make sure you have a list of questions. Buy this book. This is called The Purple Guide, Developing Your Clinical Dental Hygiene Career. This was a must in order to graduate. And again, it's been almost 12 years now, and I have used this on numerous occasions. This is a fantastic book. I always use this when I'm prepping for an interview. There are questions in here that you need to know, that you need to ask. Will you have an assistant help you when placing sealants or doing periodontal charting? Is there a retirement plan? How long until paid vacations kick in? Does the doctor provide an annual review? Who confirms the next day's appointments? Who makes the next day's appointments? How long are the appointments? That's a big one. There's pages and pages and pages and pages of questions in here, and they're all really good. So I always write down my favorites and I go in and ask those, and they're always really impressed that you've kind of got a plan. There's a couple I don't ask, but you'll find those on your own. Anyway, great book, definitely recommend. The other thing about the Purple Guide is there's a lot of other information in there. Preparing for your new career, different types of dental hygiene offices or dental offices, treatment planning, networking, purchasing your own equipment, the typical day, and tips and tricks of the trade. Love those. They got some good stuff there. I might actually make some videos on those. And feeling confident. They've got a whole section on how to feel confident. So this is a must-have. You can find this on Amazon, but they're selling it for $68. I looked this morning. That's ridiculous. You can get it on eBay for. So I recommend going to eBay and getting this book. I will put a link to the Amazon one down below so you can check out the information on the book and find it elsewhere. So wrap up the interview, be confident, say thank you so much for interviewing me. I look forward to hopefully working with you and being an asset to your office and to your patients. And then when you're done, go home and immediately write them a thank you note. Send it in the mail the next day. They will get it in 2 to 3 days, and it leaves such a good impression. I have gotten all of my jobs mostly from that little tiny thing. That has been such a big factor, honestly, in getting a job, is that last impression of, wow, what a professional. Look, she wrote me this nice thank you note, And just, you know, if you need help on writing notes, here's the other book I recommend. It's called On a Personal Note, A Guide to Writing Notes with Style. Aww. This thing's amazing. My mom bought this for me in college, and this has helped me so much. And again, it's got everything in it, from, you know, sympathy notes to happy birthday notes to love notes to, you know, whatever you need. But it's got it all in here. And it's got samples, and it's just been really helpful. So I always go home, I write them a thank you note, and I send it to them, and it leaves a really, really good impression, and you will stick in their mind. So that was 10 things for a good interview. I really hope that helps you out. It's been weird again having to re-interview for my own office, but I'm glad I did it, and I hope that these tips will help you. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if this helped you out. I've got some more videos that'll be coming out soon, but it's just taking me some time with the Christmas holiday and everything going on. But great to see you again. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you soon.